All right. Well, welcome everybody to our Easter elevation call. Thank you for being willing to serve the team on this call tonight. We were debating a little bit as to whether we would still want to meet, but honestly, this group lifts us all together, and I think that's a wonderful thing to do on Easter evening. We're missing a few people just because they have family obligations, but I wanted to just welcome everybody and it's very exciting right now because we are learning a lot from our Northwest Arkansas team. We're doing live meetings here on Thursdays at 4 p.m. at the Hub, and we're learning a lot from that. As many of you guys know, myself and Hal are strategic partners. So in the Zilis platform, we help with training, we help with mentoring, we help build the wellness team that really connects all of us in community where we learn from each other. And so this is one of my very favorite calls of the week just because it's an intimate group and I get to connect people that I know here in Northwest Arkansas to our broader team. And we have an amazing team. Some of y'all have been here as long as I have, and some of you guys are newer to the organization. So what I would like to do tonight is have introductions, and if you're okay, I'm going to call on you guys and have you just kind of share who you are, how long you've been in Zilis, and why you're here tonight. So I'm just going to go in terms of just on my screen, I see Susan Welch. So Susan, if you don't mind just introducing yourself, we're so glad to see you tonight.
Hi, happy Easter. My name is Susan Welch. I am a general dentist, and I've been with Zilis since 2019, working with Steve and Jenny Todd. They introduced me to the business, and I use it in my practice, and I use it personally. And later, I'll share some of my fun stuff that's going on with BeFit. So, anyways, hi.
Yay. Thank you so much, Susan. And I see Debbie Ray and her bionic heart. Debbie, tell us how long was the lease and why
August
you're here tonight.
2000, August 2018. I started on it because I wasn't sleeping because I had breast cancer in 13, had surgery, put me on hormone blockers, and I would sleep 2 hours and just wrestle the rest of the night. So I had a friend that I worked with. She said she just started on Ultracell at the time, and she said it was just starting to help her sleep. So I bought 2 trial bottles and finally got the 30 ml bottle. So just give me the whole big bottle. And within a month, I was sleeping through the night. Even if I woke up, I would get back to sleep. So that's where I started from. And I continued to share. I got the gold pack at that point, and I continued to share because I wanted to share with other cancer patients or people that needed help as well. So that was my goal and why I'm here tonight, because you guys keep me going.
Yay. We love it, Deb. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go to Jenny Todd. Jenny Todd, who Jenny, did I see you at the Artemis launch? Were you all in the cockpit?
Right, y'all, it was awesome. God bless America. Y'all, it was incredible. We've always loved the space program, and it just was awesome. So, well, listen, we are Steve and Jenny Todd. Steve's sitting right over there, and we became part of the Zlease team in 2018. And Jenny didn't want to do this, and Steve didn't really either. But he dove into the science and educated me on the science of the benefits of these products. So when you start taking these products and you feel better, it gives you a purpose to share these products. But then another big thing, and I've just learned to say this, something I didn't see coming was a connection that you get. And everybody on this call, I consider a dear, dear friend, and everything's positive, and what a wonderful, wonderful group of people to be part of, and this energizes me. I love, love, love getting on this call, seeing everybody's smiling faces, and you get down and have your bad, sad moments, but you get on here because this lifts your spirits. Don't miss this call. It's awesome. Okay.
Thank you, Jenny.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, Susan Everett.
Hi. Yep, I'm Susan Everett, and I think I started in Zilis in 2018. I keep meaning to look that up, and I keep forgetting to do it. But anyway, I started using the products. I listened to Lisa talk about the technology or the science behind it, and was really blown away with that. And then started a friend of mine who has a terminal illness, started her on the products, and it saved her life. So when doctors gave her less than a year to live, she's living in like 10 years ago.
Oh my God.
And so that's been kind of a cool thing. And I just have, kind of repeating some of what Jenny said too. I had never ever done anything like this in my life. I worked in corporate America, was a CIO of a couple of different companies, and so I never did anything like this. But when I decided I didn't want to work anymore in corporate America, this seemed like a really great thing to do. And by that time, I'd already fallen in love with the products and I had fallen in love with the people, much like what Jenny just got to saying. So that's it. I wouldn't miss one of these calls for anything either.
Aw, Susan, and you drug somebody with you. Who was that?
Well, she was eavesdropping. I was trying when I first started in this, I was listening to some YouTube videos so that I could learn about the endocannabinoid system. And she was sitting beside me, and I didn't know she was eavesdropping. And so she learned about it, and my sister Judy, and she started using the products, and now she started selling them too.
So, Judy Baker, what do you got to say for yourself?
Guilty as charged. I was eavesdropping. It
And
was,
Judy, tell us where you live, and just tell us a little bit about why you're here tonight.
oh gosh. Okay, I'll talk fast. Eavesdropping, she was listening to something about inflammation. I had an inflammation issue, and that was May 29th, I think, was my first order. That product helped me so much that when Edge came out, I used it. Most recently, I had tried to lose a lot of weight, and I tried to lose weight, period, and had stalled and quit and thought I was done. And BeFit came out, and I lost another 25 pounds, lost about 40 to 45 pounds, depending on the week and how much I've eaten yesterday. But so, yeah, yeah. I love the products. I don't consider myself a salesman, but I am a teacher, and I love to teach people about the products.
Beautiful, Judy. Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to ask Jean Workmeister in St. Louis. Jean, will you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Gene Workmeister, my wife Lorena. She's in the other room right now. But we've been in, I believe, since 2016, 17, somewhere right around there. And like we said, we just love the people. We love getting together with everybody and seeing them, and they're good folks. It's like a big family, it really, really is. And we stuck in this for health benefits. This is helping my wife out tremendously and makes me feel better as well. I haven't been near as sick as what I had been. So again, we just want to thank actually Lisa and Hal, for being there for us. We appreciate them so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean. And we're grateful that you guys are part of our group. And so I'm going to go to Karen Hale. Karen was at the very first hotel meeting we did in 2018 on Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. So, Karen, why are you here tonight?
I'm always willing to learn and seeing all of my fellow family.
Mm.
I had neuropathy in my feet from chemo, and the hemp oils help, but I use the topical on my feet at least twice a day. And I just enjoy everybody, and it's helped Eddie a lot with his arthritis, his shoulders. It keeps him going. He's 80 years old, but we love the products.
Awesome. And you were there with us in Arkansas when we launched there as well. So that was amazing.
Yes.
And thank you for being just, so faithful on this team, Karen. You and Eddie have been amazing. And I'm going to ask Melissa Grigo. Melissa, I think you're on your phone right now, but would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Melissa Griego, and I'm from New Mexico, and I just love Zilis and all the products, and I love the whole structure, everything about it. And I just love all of you guys and being a part of this team and whole community. And
Yay.
I love it.
And you had a beautiful thing happen recently, and that you were able to sponsor a silver recently and
Yes,
have a new business
yes,
partner.
yes. I was so happy. I wish she was on the call, but she couldn't make it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're so glad and proud of you, Melissa. So
thank you. And I'm
thanks for being on this
always
call.
happy to be here with you guys. It's empowering.
It is
Yeah,
empowering. Yes,
yeah.
that's what we want it to be. All right, I'm going to ask Stacy Weaver. You guys might not remember Stacy. Stacy, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hey Lisa.
Hey, girl.
Hey, I'm actually at the end of my shift right now, so bear with me. Um, I did want to get on here and connect with you guys. My name is Stacy. I'm a nurse here in Portsmouth, Ohio, and I met Lisa. Actually, Lisa, do you care to just give me 1 second? I gotta fix this
Yeah,
phone
come on
call. I
back.
don't
You
want
go
to.
do what you got to
Thank
do.
you, honey. Appreciate it.
That is what you call dedication to both the job and Zilis. We'll come back to Stacy, but it's interesting. I met Stacy years ago. The first time she was really involved with Zilis, and we kind of drifted apart, and now we were able to bring her back. And so she has a really powerful story as well. Whenever you're ready, Stacy. All right. So I'm going to go to uh, Linda Painter. Linda Painter here in Northwest Arkansas. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi. Sorry. Hold on. Let me turn the light. What was the question?
What was the question? We're just wanting to know who you are, how long you've been with
Oh, okay.
Zilis, and why you're on this call tonight.
Okay. I'm Linda Painter from Northwest Arkansas, right in Springdale, Arkansas, and I am on this call because this is part of my family, and I owe Zilis a lot because it changed my life. Actually, I would say saved my life, and I love it. And I just love talking to people about it. There's not enough people know about it. So if you're new, welcome, and hope to meet you one day.
Yay. We're all coming to your house, Linda.
Oh
Just
yes,
saying.
for Super Saturday.
That's right. That's right. All right. I'm going to go to Shayla. Shayla Decker here in Rogers, Arkansas. Introduce yourself.
Shayla Decker. I signed up on January 10th, 2026. So basically, almost 3 months now that I've been with Zilis and with the team. And I'm on this call tonight because Lisa was so good to text me to remind me about it. And this weekend's been insane. I had school this weekend, and last week I did a presentation for the University of Arkansas, which was lots of fun. But it's just been a wild roller coaster of a week. And so um, just getting on this call is great because it revives me and it makes me realize what I'm doing because otherwise I would be scattered all over the place. Was exhausted. I'm like, Brittany, I'm going to take a nap for just a few minutes before we get on this call. And so I did, but Zilis has been really good to me. It seems like every time I turn around, I'm noticing something different. And when Lisa and I were together last week, I was talking about a rash that I had on my stomach because my doctor convinced me to go get a colonoscopy, and the next morning I woke up with a rash underneath my belly button. And I called them and I'm like, hey, what's up? I didn't have this before and I have it now. And they, of course, didn't admit to anything, but I can't count the number of prescriptions I was on, and she sent me to a dermatologist. I probably went to 7 different doctor's appointments and dermatology appointments, and nothing really helped it. I felt like I wanted to scratch my skin off underneath of it. And many times I thought, did he leave something inside my colon? And I still kind of wonder if he did. But since I've been taking the Zilis products, you know, the vibe, I think I'm attributing it mostly to I haven't had that rash anymore. And I was having to take an allergy pill and trying topicals whenever it would act up and everything. So it was just a really bad situation for me. And now I'm not having to deal with it, which has been really nice. So just one thing after another, did the BeFit competition. I lost 25.8 pounds, I believe, and over 30 inches. So it was a good change for me. I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit for Easter and for school this weekend. So now my tummy's just screaming at me saying, "Why are you doing this?" But I'm gonna get back on in the morning and back to my normal routine. So I'm glad to see all of you. This is great. Thank you.
Awesome, Shayla. Thank you for being on. And you brought somebody into this business that I had the privilege of being at that first meeting. Marianne, would you please introduce yourself to this wonderful team?
Yes, I will. I'm Marianne Berrigan, and I am in Springdale, Arkansas. Shayla's just about 10 minutes north of me. So we team up a lot, and we have a lot of plans that are coming up to get the word out about Zilis. And so we're super excited about that. So Shayla said that she started like January, I don't know, January 15th, 10th. I started at her first party because I got the gold kit, and I came home with that, and I also started my son on it who has brain health issues, which Lisa may touch base. I know a lot of you know her story already, but it has changed his life and made major improvements for him right away within 3 days. Really, the next day he was telling me, and I'm like, come on. Third day, he's like, "Mom, I'm telling you, I'm focused. I'm clear-headed. I'm in control. I'm everything I haven't been." And he was a weed smoker, and he hasn't smoked weed since January 29th. He said it has completely taken that desire away from him. So he's getting the good stuff, the hemp stuff. And for me, I suffer with a lot of inflammation, and I have had 2 neck surgeries, one in 2020. The last one was 3 levels in August, and I feel like I never even had neck surgery. My inflammation is completely gone. I was doing some physical therapy, but I still had it. But it has literally changed my life for the better with inflammation, with focus, brain clarity, focusing. There's so many things that it has done for me that I can't even touch base on them all because sometimes I forget what it does until someone reminds me. It's like I feel so good. I'm like, oh, that's right. It did help with that. So I'm using all of the products. I am out of happy coffee, and I've decided I haven't been as happy in the morning, so I need to get some more of that. But anyway, it's my pleasure to be here, and I haven't been on any of these calls. Just it's just carving out that little bit of time. And I told my husband I'm going on a call at 7:30. He said okay. So I have the freedom to do it. Sometimes you just have to say what you want and make it come true. But for me, I want the education. Lisa just is amazing with her wealth of knowledge and explaining things so clearly so that I can understand it and even share it with someone and sound halfway intelligent, because I know what I feel, but I can't always express how I feel. So anyway, I'm so happy to
Marianne,
be
I want
here.
to just make sure that Rhett is 32.
He's 34.
He's 34. Yep. Okay, so the question was, how old is Rhett? And he had been smoking marijuana since he was 14.
Since he was 14, yeah.
Since he was 14.
I didn't know that, y'all. Just so you know, I did not know that, but I did know he did it. He does it now because he used it. Well, he did. He used it as a he was medicating himself with it, but it was only making it worse for him. And he's been married a year, and even his wife is like, he's just a different person. He's got more patience. He's more considerate. He's more grounded. He's happier. He's into his fitness. There's so many good things that it's done for him. And he was a good one to do because he loves science and he loves to understand the mind and the body. And this has been good for him. So we just got to get him to branch out and bring some of his other little pot smoking friends to a meeting. I know, but it's the truth. I
We
mean,
might
it's
have to serve better munchies.
I know. I might have to get like bad food. We'll have to do that,
I
huh?
know, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Marianne, I love hearing, I could hear you go on and on. She's been an amazing share person just because she's radiant. And I mean, the difference in you and how you look and how your energy level and your vibration is just amazing
In
compared to
my
where you were.
pajamas.
And even in pajamas, you look
You
amazing.
know
So
what? I was cute in an Easter dress and I said, okay, I'm done with this. It's time for comfort. Oh, and then also I do want to share, and I don't care about sharing this to anybody. I had a breast reduction on the 3rd of April, and I am healing magnificently. Using for the knots that I was getting in my chest, I was using the ultra, is it the cell, the
topical.
topical,
Yeah.
and that really has helped me with the balls of inflammation from what they had to do to make me feel better. But it's been amazing for me with my recovery on that as well. I feel
Wasn't
great.
it March? It was March 3rd, right? Not April 3rd.
No. Oh, March 3rd. Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
still be in the bed. I'm
I
sorry.
just want to make sure. Yeah, I thought
Thank you. Yes, it's been
we
1 month. So it's been, literally a month since I did it. And I'm just really pleased with how I'm feeling and my healing is going. And I believe that Zilis has had a major part of that. And like I said, I use the Amalaki, I use everything. And it's been great for me. But
Well,
anyway,
thank
I'll
you so
shut up
much,
now.
Marianne, for sharing
Thank
that. No,
you.
we love every story. I'm going to go to Amber. I'm not Amber. Are you on? I think you're muted right now, but I want y'all to meet Amber. She's amazing. Amber is a spray tan artist that ended up in the Whole Health Collective. She came to our um, Amber. What was the first class that you came to? You're muted right now. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There's Amber.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
I
No
was like,
worries.
hey. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. What was
What was the first class that you came to that because you like showed up in one of our classes and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Cancun. I need a spray tan.
Yes, okay, so it was your the cardio line dance class was my first class.
Which is a great one, right?
And I had been following you for quite a while, and I was pretty shocked that you knew who I was when
I
I
was
showed
following
up.
you too, girl, just saying.
Yeah.
But we're thrilled that you're part of our team now and you're just, a very dedicated businesswoman. So tell us, just how long you've been with Zilis and really why you're on this call.
So I actually dived right in last Saturday, so a week now. And I have been, experimenting with like these products and seeing how like it does for me, which has been very eye-opening in just that little bit of time. And I am, going to the calls and trying to get into all the meetings that they have going on. That way I can really truly educate myself to be able to help other people as well.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad you're here. And who introduced you, Amber, to this business, if you don't mind telling us?
David. He was the first one that had talked to me about it, which is my boyfriend. And he had, taken these products and had really great results with that. And then of course you were the one I went to after that.
Yeah, what was really interesting is David has been a product user and he's been a really good friend of Hal's and ours. He could be a son. I mean, he's amazing. But you were the first person really that he had shared it with that he was able to sponsor. Who's that behind you?
Oh, this is Reagan. This is my daughter.
Hey, Reagan. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Say hi
She
to
just got
everybody,
out of the
Reagan.
shower.
I love it. She's beautiful, like her mama.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Amber. We'll continue, but we are so glad that you're part of this team. You are experiencing something, those of you guys who've been in for just, a week or a month, we have a real collective wisdom here that I don't know that exists anywhere else in Zilis, with really committed users. What I love about the Zoom platform is we're able to really surpass geographic boundaries, and we're able to really just bring that whole group together. And so is Stacy, Stacy, are you available yet, or do you want us to pass? Miss Stacy Weaver, she's probably still at work, which is why I'm not doing staff nursing anymore. So we'll come back. We'll come back to her, and just wanted to say thanks to all of you guys for just introducing yourself. Honestly, this is how we learn. We learn from each other, and we learn from the good things as well as the bad things and the challenges. And so I'm going to mute everybody. I want to show you guys a little bit about what we're using right now in Northwest Arkansas to really kind of help wrap our minds around what this Zilis platform is. And we actually have three different parts. The first part really is focusing on wellness for self, where we kind of start introducing a few of the products. We start talking about our reward points and how somebody can really start maximizing their own wellness, their own flourishing, if you will, by just utilizing the Zilis products. And that really is where we start. We start by putting that oxygen mask on ourselves. And then in the second pathway, or the second part, is really when we, like many of you guys on this call, say, this has been the single best thing that's happened to my wellness. And I might not consider myself a salesman, but I want to learn how to teach other people how to feel this good. And that is a very definite pathway. And that's where we share wellness with others. We're not going into that tonight as much, because then there's even a third option where we scale wellness and we build teams that are able to preach this message of wellness through endocannabinoid fuel. And so tonight we're going to really kind of focus on the way we're sharing this in Northwest Arkansas right now. We've just committed to this Thursday at the hub. All of you guys are welcome. Of course, we would love to have every single one of y'all. But obviously, we realize that not everybody's close. So I want to share my screen. And if you guys want to type anything in the chat, I'm going to try to. Jenny, Todd, can you keep your eye on the chat for me so that we can see if there's anything? Hang on a second. Here we go. Let me share this and see if you guys can see my screen. There we go. Can you guys see my screen, Jenny, Todd?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm trying to move this little thing.
You called on me because I'm the technical wizard of this group, didn't you?
Yes, you are, Jenny, and I expect you to show me what to do.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Stacy can get on now, Lisa. She says she figured out how to
great. Stacy.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can. Please introduce yourself, girl.
Hey, sorry, I'm not good at technology at all. I wanted to say hi to Jenny and Susan Welch. I don't know if you guys remember me, but I was at the Indianapolis conference a few years ago, and I got to talk to you guys, and you guys were just really impactful for me to just see other health professionals in this business. And of course, Lisa, who's been just an amazing mentor and just like a second mother to me over the past few years. I was involved with Zilis for a couple years, and I left for 3 years, and she's just stuck with me, and she just wouldn't let me go, and she's brought me back. It's like a perfect time in my life. I've been a nurse for 16 years. I worked mainly in the nursing homes and nursing home management. And I seen a lot of the negative effects of medications early on, especially like psychotropics for Alzheimer's and dementia, and like diuretics, the effects on the kidneys. And I just was disgusted a lot with what I seen, and I didn't have a belief in what I was doing. And I've always wanted to be a part of endocannabinoid research. And I just got connected with this company. So I'm so thankful to be a part of something that I believe in, and to have a great team, a support network. I appreciate it, and I'm excited for the future. I've been using the Glow product, which was my favorite before, and I swear I don't wear makeup. My skin looks so good, and I keep getting compliments on it. In the winter, I have really dry skin. It's like patchy and like just not doesn't look good. And I feel like I've lost like a few years of age just from using that Glow for 2 weeks. So that one I love. I started taking Vibe. That's a new product since I've been back, and I'm getting that one to be auto shipped, and that one's been really good for me. And I just started the BeFit, and I'm on day 4 of that. I've lost a couple pounds, so I'm just kind of using that to experiment and use my own like little testimony because I've gained a few pounds over the last few years. So I'm really excited. I'm working with trying to like be a branch for veterans. I connected to a lot of veterans, combat veterans. My first customer is a combat veteran. He's having great results with the Vibe. So I'm working on, I'm a yoga instructor as well. I'm working on doing online yoga for veterans free and like having them as like a market for me to kind of advertise to and hopefully help. And then I don't know, we'll just see what happens. I'm excited. I feel like my creative spark is back. I have like joy each day, like networking. I keep meeting new people on the internet that are interested, and it's fun, and I'm just thankful to be here. So
Thank you so much, Stacy. I'm so grateful that you're back in our team and our tribe. So we're excited to be working with you again. And I love what you said about Zilis giving you your voice back.
mm-hmm.
So we'll revisit that again. But
Yes.
I wrote it down. It's very powerful. So so just kind of talking a little bit about what is our job. So you kind of enrolled with Zilis. Maybe you're a VIP customer. Maybe you came in at Gold, but what is the job that we have, and I think that part of what my job was really understanding what this company provides. And because when you start talking about a company that they can't see a brick and mortar, they're like, one of those things. Is it one of those things? Oh my gosh, like, are you in one of those pyramid schemes, that, and which of course we ask them to define. And oftentimes they're just talking about direct selling in general. There's no brick and mortar, but how do we wrap our minds around what Zilis provides so that we can actually share it and be a bridge to others who might be suffering? How do we become our best advocates ourselves, learn how to use these products, get the best results? And so that's that first pathway. And so that's kind of what I wanted to kind of share with you guys is we're going to be talking a little bit about how do we envision the ideal outcome. And part of that is, if I had a magic wand and I could grant you a wish that would occur in 1 year, what would you want? Just think about it. It could be personal, it could be job related, it could be health related, but it's your ideal outcome 1 year from now. How about 5 years? And if you think about your best scenario, what really winning looks like and feels like for you, what would that be? I want you just to kind of write it down. We don't have to talk about it exactly right now, but I just want you to think about it. And then, so when we talk about Zilis, we talk about why is wellness important right now. Let's say you're completely healthy. Jenny Todd, she doesn't have a diagnosis. She's somebody that really is apparently healthy, and that's probably about 5% of the population. But those of us who, may be struggling with something, maybe it's not even a diagnosed illness, but all of us that are on the planet breathing oxygen, what are the forces working against us? And we went over this recently, so I'm not going to do a deep dive, but I want to talk about what I've learned since the last time we talked about this. We talked about everybody's being subjected to inflammation and tissue damage as we age. A couple of you guys mentioned that you had inflammation issues that you knew of, and that's one of the reasons the Zilis products have worked so well. We don't always talk about oxidative stress, but that's free radical damage from breathing oxygen on the planet. You can't avoid it. It really destabilizes the cell wall, and therefore there are certain products that we use that help us protect the cell wall. And then we talk about the immune system and how stress and disease weaken that immune system. And so many people that are stuck in fight or flight, that sympathetic nervous system overdrive, people can't downregulate. They get stuck in that chronic prolonged stress, which elevates cortisol. It impairs glucose control. It causes all sorts of diseases and morbidities. And so we're going to talk about how the endocannabinoid system and literally one dose of cannabinoids can send signals to the body to rest, digest, and heal and break that cycle. But I have to tell you a little story. As an adjunct professor at a school of medicine for whole health doctors, which is the only one in the country that I know of, I'm an adjunct faculty. And this week I learned a new word that I want to share with you guys. It's called resonance capacity. And when I read it, I was like, something in my gut said, there's something here for you. And so I want to share it with you in case you had not heard of it. But this is, again, why wellness matters now. And this really is a term that is the immune system's ability to actively end inflammation by orchestrating cellular and molecular actions. So what happens is we're in that chronic stress mode, the immune system switches on and stays on. It goes into hyper alert, and we see all these autoimmune conditions start developing. And these processes restore tissue homeostasis if we can actually downregulate them. And so we want to return the tissue to homeostasis after the inflammatory event has passed by. But in the state of chronic stress, there's no switch. And so the endocannabinoid system acts as the master regulatory system. It is the regulator that brings that inflammation and support and down that off switch from those inflammatory processes. And it supports resolution capacity and it contributes to overall health. So resonance capacity is defined by the endocannabinoid system. And if your system is not fueled, most likely you will not be able to regulate your own fight or flight, your own inflammation processes that result from that, and downregulate your immune system. So it's just one more way to understand the importance of this. Well, we know that the healthcare model is not solving these problems at all. In fact, there's a gap between conventional medicine and what we know is whole health or proactive health or flourishing. And that's really where Zilis functions. We function in the gap as a potential solution and potentially a corporate partner in this platform for transformation. And what I love hearing about what everybody talked about is it's been somewhat of a transformation. It could be physical, it could be mental, it could be financial, but it's empowering to experience transformation. And Zilis has really three cornerstones in their platform. It's wellness, purpose, and connection. And these are open not just to any specific employer, but to anyone who's willing to learn. And so it is a private debt-free company that I've been affiliated with for 9 years. Many of you guys have been there as long as I have. It's now a 10-year-old company that has stood the test of time, 100% owned by Angie Thompson, committed to the direct selling industry, which is basically funding entrepreneurship in the very smallest sense. And they have a mission to pay forward wellness, as Stacy mentioned, to the military, to first responders, and to people that we know and love. And so endocannabinoid system, not a deep dive, but understanding. Shayla, can I call on you to just kind of how you beautifully talk about the endocannabinoid system at our hub training sessions? Do you mind doing that?
Sure, I can. I, like everybody else on this call, love the endocannabinoid system because it is our balancer of the other systems in the body, that it maintains that for all the physiology, and it touches so many points. So as a doctor of naturopathy, I used to do muscle testing on people, and it's few and far between where you would find a product that would strengthen more than one, two, three at the most points in the body, because I tested all of those acupressure points for your lungs, your heart, your liver, your spleen, your brain, sinuses, all that type of stuff. And you might have one product that fixes one thing for one person, and then for another person, it takes a totally different product. So it's a touch and miss on trying to find what what fixes it. But with the products that strengthen the endocannabinoid system, with the Vibe and, with the echinacea and things like that, it goes in and it hits those points and it actually helps to balance it. And through that system, what we're talking about is the vibrations of it and the energy from it. So it's a really good system, and especially with these products that stay in the body for so many hours, with that 12 hours and the absorption level, since they're water dispersible, with being 85 to 94% versus the 4 to 6% that most products will have. So it is strengthening those systems in the body, and I love it. I did 46 different research papers that I listened to and so many different videos the last time about how the CBD works versus the THC, being detrimental to your body. Marianne was talking about her son taking that THC for so long, where the THC goes in, it actually is a key to that CB1 and CB2 receptor, but it actually fits in there and it blocks your body from producing those endocannabinoids that your body actually needs, because your body thinks, oh, it's taking care of it. I don't need to produce any, and I don't need to increase the number of receptors in the body either. So THC is actually detrimental to the endocannabinoid system because it's preventing your body from balancing, whereas the CBD oil goes in and it hits a different part of that CB1 and CB2 receptor, to where it's actually altering it and reflecting a dimmer switch to actually maintain that homeostasis, whether your brain is overactive and you have ADD and ADHD, or if you just don't have enough energy and you need more. So an overactive brain, it brings down energy, it brings up, it just balances the system like a thermostat or like a smart home is for the entire body and brings it to homeostasis again. So just such a great system in the body, and something that we didn't even know about until the 90s. And it's funny how back a billion years ago, that first enzyme was discovered from a billion years ago. And it's kind of a reverse technology that we found the endocannabinoid system throughout history. So it was like enzymes and then the receptors, and usually you find or an enzyme and then a key, then the receptors. Usually you find the receptors and you're like, okay, what keys fill this? And so it was just kind of a reverse technology that we found it. And then the other thing that I felt so interesting was the way that most of those signals go from the presynaptic neuron to the postsynaptic neuron. So it was known as a one-way street the whole time through biology. All the books, all the lessons that people have ever learned has said, this is a one-way street for these signals. And now, discovering the endocannabinoid system, it's the only system in the body that has retrograde signaling. So it goes from the postsynaptic back up that synaptic cleft to the presynaptic neuron to actually stop that neuron from firing detrimental calcium at the cell on the other end of it and basically killing it because it's destroying it. So it kind of acts like a clamp to stop that firing, to where the cell can actually get some reprieve from all that stress that's coming in and all those, internal and external factors that are keeping you in that fight or flight mode, so that your body can actually be like, oh my God, the cell isn't in trouble, so I can actually heal. So such a great system, and so fun to talk about.
Shayla, that is amazing. You're like on another planet. What I
Thank
like, I
you.
like the planet. And in fact, this is a great time. Marianne said that Rhett might be on. Marianne, is that true? Is Rhett on this call? Can he unmute and introduce himself? It might just be a rumor. Let's see. Shayla, maybe you could reach out to Marianne and see if Rhett's on. I thought she had said something
I
about him
will.
being on. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. I love the way that Shayla explains this, and it's like the science has just gotten better, stronger. Like we know so much more now about not just how good the system is, but how detrimental that THC is, especially for the brain. And so in this first pathway, once we understand where Zilis fits in the wellness equation and this fueling of the endocannabinoid system, why it's not just important, but it's unduplicated. You can't just eat your way to fuel it. Then when we talk about mastering wellness for ourselves, putting that oxygen mask on ourselves, we have to talk about fuel for the endocannabinoid system. And so we're going to learn the math of just small, consistent habits that fuel that system for all those outcomes for health transformation. And Shayla mentioned it, several of you guys have mentioned it, but one of our best products that are hemp based, which is the most efficient fuel for that endocannabinoid system, is called Vibe. And we're not going to do a deep dive tonight. If anybody has a story that they would like to share about Vibe, one thing I want to point out is the new research on CBD and CBG in non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. There's a very, very amazing study. And the headline, we can't make up. I mean, I would have loved to have made this up if I could have, but we can't make it up. It's actually says that if you look at the study, and I will post it again on our page, but it's a Fox News study, and it says cannabis compounds, CBD, CBG, could reverse disease affecting 1/3 of adults. So this is a very strong language for what CBD and CBG can do inside the cell in terms of resetting energy production and removing waste. So if you want to scan that code, then I think you'll get something. I think you'll really get something out of that. Anybody want to share anything about Vibe? We've heard some really great things. CBD, CBG. This is, I believe, for me, this is the #1 product that I recommend for total body balance. Just by show of hands, how many of you guys are using Vibe? It's like everybody goes up, all the hands go up. Yes, I think I love it because anyone, Jenny, your husband Steve told me this, that literally anyone can absorb Vibe. And sometimes the powders are a little bit more difficult to absorb for people who are not metabolically healthy. But Vibe, just a dose under the tongue, crosses that blood-brain barrier. And we find literally 2 to 3 to 4 drops can be a first great dose for somebody. We like to do that twice a day. But CBD and CBG, we've learned, work much better together than either one by themselves. When you add CBC, the bliss molecule, and that 4 to 2 to 1 ratio, then you have Vibe. And we actually make that available in a 7 ml or a 30 ml bottle. It is probably one of the best products I have. And I really love the 30 mils. Those are my favorite. So Vibe is one of those products that I feel so blessed that we have in our line. And then in addition to that, let's see what else we have.
Lisa, I'll tell you too, my friend that actually signed up as a wholesale customer after she bought 1 bottle of it, she didn't take it while she was at class this weekend, and she hadn't taken it for several days. She got sick. And so I'm like, Vivian, you need to take your Vibe. I said, you have to be consistent with it, or it's not going to help you and protect you. And so she took it. She had some with her, and she took it while we were in class, and she was scattered. She has like just an ADHD type of mentality, and she was scattered at the beginning of the day. By the end of the day, she was thinking clearly. I had brought some Shield with me because she told me that she wasn't feeling well and was sick. So she was coughing at the beginning of the day. By the end of the day, she was not coughing anymore. She felt better. And it's just amazing, if she would have continued to take it like I told her to, then she wouldn't have gotten sick most likely. But she did. So she actually understands when things like that happen now, that she needs to be more consistent about it because it does help her mind and it helps her immune system.
Amazing story. And yes, sometimes I wish we could slap people that don't do what we tell them, but we'll at least be able to tell the story of what she was like with it, right?
Yes.
And so we're going to just kind of switch gears. There are other hemp products we're not going to go into tonight, but hemp-free products, what I find really is interesting is, of course, all of these are fuel for the endocannabinoid system. But if you look at the hemp plant, you got one plant, few drops. But when you look at the other plants, it takes more product in order to achieve that same fueling. BeFit is one that I want to talk about tonight because it's one of our really overnight has become one of our biggest products. It's a once a day powder that helps with metabolic health, um, appetite regulation, gut support. It reduces food noise and cravings. It's a very reasonably priced product at $99 wholesale. I know several of you guys that have been started it recently, but I want to hear Susan Welch's BeFit story because she mentioned something about it. So, Dr. Welch, do you mind sharing?
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this. Does everybody know what a lipoma is? Just in general.
A lipoma?
A lipoma.
Tell us what it is.
It's a fatty tumor. They're benign, and we develop them. Some people are genetically predisposed to them, but I developed one on my bicep, and it was about the size, I think, is when you think this big. What is that, a silver dollar?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been doing BeFit now. I literally ran out, almost went to the office and got a box off my shelf, but I'm going to get one tomorrow. Then I'll swap it out with my auto ship. But two things with BeFit. The lipoma is getting smaller, and I'm going to try to see. I can't see me, so hang on. Oh, there I am. Okay, hang on. So it's on my arm, and it's something, I don't know if I can get it to show. It's right in that shadow. Anyways, it went from the silver dollar size, it's like the size of a quarter. And I specifically reached out to Jenny Todd. I said, does this I noticed it because I'm losing weight. Another thing with BeFit. And I just was looking at it the other day and I'm like, huh, it's actually smaller. And I showed one of our downlines, Shelly Hexfield, she was at my practice. She's one of my patients. And I'm just like, I didn't know if it could do site specific fat reduction. It was like, that's the only thing, you guys, that I have done different. Okay. Is the BeFit with the lipoma. It's been I say hello to my little friend. It's been there a long time. Okay. So, and I used to do bodybuilding and got super lean, and I developed it in the last 10 years. I attribute it to raising teenagers. So, but it's actually smaller. And the other thing that Jenny Todd got me onto, because I have sugar cravings, that dopamine with the sugar and all of that happens. And my sugar cravings are like, I don't even think about it. Like, it's amazing with my sugar cravings. So, people look at me and they're like, you don't really need to lose weight. And I'm like, no, I don't. But my body is growing into homeostasis, and BeFit, that lipoma thing's getting smaller. I'm like, because I'm thinking Dr. Pimple Popper, she's gonna have to cut it out type of thing. I mean, it was pretty good size. It'd gotten bigger as I've gotten older, so it's now shrinking in size. The other thing you guys have noticed is on my legs, I've got that cellulite look. Again, I used to do bodybuilding, used to having lean legs, and I didn't take care of myself for about a decade, and all of that's changed, but my legs are looking less dimply. Now, I know that's fascia related as well. It's like, for me, I'm like, the only thing I've done different is the BeFit. I've been consistent with it. I sometimes do 2 days, especially that late afternoon cravings that I get at the end of my workday. It's just amazing. And I use other products. I like the Amalaki Hot. It's kind of replacing my tea. I made it through Lent, no caffeine, so I've had a cup a day, right? I just with the coffee, but the happy is what I missed. Honestly, I was like, started using my happy again. So it's that whole thing where the products are specific to everybody's individual needs, but the BeFit, I'm digging the fact that lipoma's gotten smaller, and I'm attributing to that, just because
That's amazing.
It's my own body reaction. But I'll try to take pictures and send it to you, Lisa. So I don't know if I have a before though. That's the thing, but I got one currently. It's really hard to see because you have to get the shadow on it just right. But I don't know, people. I'm happy. And
that's awesome, Susan.
Yeah. Oh, and one more quick story. I had a gentleman who he can't use a CPAP. I treat sleep apnea patients. I can't advance his mandible anymore. He's got bite changes with an oral appliance. He refuses to have orthodontic surgery. He's trying to lose weight. I gave him the paperwork about BeFit, the colored one that Jenny sent me. He took it away. He's a researcher. He did the research on Ozempic. He's not doing that kind of stuff because he needs to lose weight. The girls told me that 2 weeks ago now, he came in and bought a box of BeFit. He did his research. I know, Jenny, like we do. He did his research. And, I did tell him he's got to try it for 90 days. And yes, incorporated into it. He started lifting weights. He's trying to, build some muscle mass back. But you guys keep sharing. I mean, I talk to my patients, even, Shelly Haxfield is a user of Zilis products. I said, you need to get it because she needs to get on BeFit for whatever reason. Not sharing that. But the bottom line is it's right there. And I showed her my lipoma in the chair. So she got to look at it because I pulled it off my arm. But just keep sharing your results, share about the people that you're impacting. Dr. Decker and I, we're in a specific field. We're able to actually interact with more people because we're practitioners. But I'm telling you, I'm losing it's the, hang on. No, it's the, it's like I'm the tip of my tongue, the yellow stuff in my practice. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, the ice?
Yes,
Ice?
thank you. Ice. I just look at it as, I've got a couple of people that are allergic to it, but ice is part of that protocol that I have for every patient that's got gingivitis and gum disease. Okay. And then they're repeat customers because their aches and pains are going away. So their inflammation is getting better. And, because I live in a contract region where they can't use cannabinoids. So that's another great thing about the Zilis product line is that they've got some very effective tools that are not cannabinoid based for a lot of people. So anyways, I wish I could show you my lipoma, but I can't get it to.
Well, we'll have to settle for a picture. Maybe you can send
Yeah.
it to us and we'll watch it over time. But I just kind of switched the slide out because Dr. Welch, I do consider you to be really an expert on ultra ice. And just, I mean, I've got the ultra ice up here because it's a hemp-free product that was created before we knew the farm bill was going to pass. It was really a backup when we didn't know if hemp would ever be legal. And so it was really formulated to be a plant-based CBD that's not hemp. How do you use it in your practice?
Well, so I have a protocol for treating pathology in the practice, and they don't even, it's not something they can, it's a go, no go, unless they're allergic. And I've had people return the bottle because they actually had a reaction, and you don't know because if you don't cook with the spice, you don't necessarily know. And I've got one bad review from somebody that got the bottle, didn't want to use it, brought it back. And once we sell a product, you can't take it back in the practice. There's rules with that. But anyways, but it's with the gingivitis and the periodontal disease. That's an inflammatory response by the body with the mouth. And we all know, in my opinion, the mouth is the window to the body, because it's the outside of the body going in. Your ectoderm develops into your intestinal system, and the mouth is the beginning of that. So when you have a breakdown of that tissue in the mouth and it's inflammation, it's like having a cut on your arm that's chronically there. Because you think about the millimeters of tissue in the mouth around the gum line. So that's part of it. And we follow them up in 6 weeks after we do therapy, and it's amazing and we do it. I have them do 3 to 4 times a day for the first month, because I need to upregulate their inflammatory system. I need to get it in there, because it's like asking somebody how many cigarettes they smoke. They'll tell you a pack a day, and really they're like a pack and a half to 2 packs a day. So if I can get them to get it in their bodies 3 times a day when I tell them 4, I'm lucky. Because honestly, people, but we do the 2 dropperfuls under the tongue 4 times a day. Try not to swish with it because it kind of can show up in your plaque if you're not keeping the plaque off because of the yellow. So it's kind of like remember those little pink pills you chew on to see where you missed? But it's something that it works in my protocol with our patients, and for folks that if you're dealing with inflammation in the body, again, it's an incredible tool that's natural. If you've got people that are averse to the hemp concept yet without the education, from that perspective. So that's my number one seller. I've got, we're constantly keeping track of our volume. It's on my auto ship with the practice, and we've never sold out, but we've been really low before. And my hygienist
Wow.
is very, very knowledgeable in it so that she can educate the patient on how it works with them. But it just comes down to it's trusting us as clinicians that trust is there, and we value that in our practice. So a lot of it is communication that I then have my hygienist do. Otherwise, like that picture behind me, I'm a chatty Cathy in my practice. I love to learn and love to share what I know. So the girls made that for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, but it's just something where, you know, when you really believe in something, you share it. You know, it's like the love of Christ. When you really believe in something, you share it. And you can't go wrong with sharing what you know and what you believe in.
Awesome. Well said, Dr. Welch. Thank you so much. Just a minor mention on Edge. It's a nootropic. The Edge Caribbean Crush is back. I just got two bags of that this past weekend. So you guys, I love the Edge. I love the liquid. I love the powder. It's great for brain energy. I like liquid because it's fast acting. I like the powder because I drink more water. They both have methylated B12. They are a little bit of caffeine, but it's great for focus, concentration, and clarity. And so, really, we've kind of talked about. We didn't talk a lot about amalaki. Oh, goodness gracious! I just lost that. So let me just come back here and say we've got one more, and this is Jenny Todd. Jenny, what do you love about Ultra Dream?
Oh, sweet dreams. I dream about everything with dream. This is, and you know, the older you get, y'all, your body doesn't make melatonin. If you snore, the body doesn't make melatonin. And Steve and I are in that older age group. I don't go anywhere without this product. This is probably my favorite product. You know, it's so safe to take. You know, I dose before I go to bed. If I get up in the morning, you know, 1 o'clock for my bathroom break, I dose again. I want to go back to sleep. I love this product. It's incredible. So.
And I know your sleep practice, you know, you guys are really experts on Dream and the Ultra R&R, the hemp product as well. What I love
Let
about
me back up. Let me back up. That another reason we like this Dream is the GABA in it. You know, GABA is a neurotransmitter which helps your brain to slow down to get ready to go to sleep. And you should get it in your diet, but we don't get enough of it in our diet. That's another reason to take this product is the GABA in it. Again, because it helps to slow your brain down and get you ready to go to sleep. It's incredible.
Awesome. I love the taste of it too. So Dream is a great one. And this is really something that all of us need to know as we're really creating our own transformation is the company is going to give you a ton of free products based on the size of the auto ship and the length of time you've been on it. And you're going to get, most people get at least 50 BV and free points, which is like a BeFit every month. So don't ever cancel. Keep it up. And let's see here. I got some chat here. Let's see. When I started on Zilis products, I had gum problems, bleeding, and bone loss. And when I started CBD and ice, it all stopped.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who is that from?
It just says iPhone.
Me.
Okay.
Me.
Oh,
sorry.
Who's me?
I'm on my phone, Melissa.
Oh, Melissa. Thank you, dear.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
That's, you know, yes, I've experienced the same thing. And so monthly rewards is, you know, part of the way the company gifts us with more wellness options. And so really that's kind of the most important part is how do we really help people have free things. We've talked about stories. This is really not about selling products. It's about restoring function. And that's really what that first pathway is all about. But when one person gets well, a life changes. And I've loved hearing about the lives that have changed on this call. But when a team gets well, communities change. And so next elevation call, which will be in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about that second pathway of sharing. And we're going to have Dr. Debbie Yos will be one of our guests on who hit 6,500 as a new Ruby in our organization. And she's going to talk about, she's super humble. She's going to talk about how she just was kicking herself all the way to 6,500, feeling like she wasn't doing enough. And so we're just going to learn from each other. This is really a new day. And not everybody is really going to have that pathway that they're going to share, but none of us really would be on here if someone didn't learn to share. And so just really appreciate you guys being on. I appreciate all that you do. I'm going to go ahead and stop the PowerPoint here. I wanted just to ask if there were any final comments about any of the things that we just talked about on the products, with that very first pathway of wellness for self. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording.